Well, an extraordinary record performance by the Irish team tonight, 26-0 against Malta. It's the all-time record for Ireland, having beaten the score of 2 years ago against Lithuania, which was 19-0. And I know, Mark Tumilty, coach, you won't probably think that you've gained a huge amount from that game, but at the same time, you said before the match that you wanted to see how your team would do with the ball. How did they do?
Yeah, certainly we were positive with the ball. I think to be fair, we kept the ball well during the game. With plenty of opportunities in the circle. I'd say we scored a few good team goals. And we move on to Saturday probably is the best thing. Yeah, it's probably a game that we got something out of. Good to get back on the pitch and get the group playing together again. But yeah.
It's been an unbelievably busy year. I don't know how many internationals you've played, something around 25, 30 this year. How good is it to be back home?
Yeah, probably all started a year ago back here against final was Ukraine. At that stage, the goal then was to qualify for Valencia. And there was a lot of preparation between the Ukraine game and Valencia. I think we spent time in Eindhoven, Barcelona, London, Bisham prior to Valencia, and then since Valencia, obviously we had the trip to India, Antwerp, London. Then we did training camp in Lille prior to Paris. So it's been a busy year. Very enjoyable year, and it's something we've always aimed to be at. So the key is to try and stay there, and hopefully it stays as busy for the next 4 years.
I think we saw tonight, I don't know if you'd agree with me, the slickness in the passing, the sharpness in the play, which surely has to be coming from the fact that you've been pitting your wits against the top teams in the world for so much of this year. So how much joy do you get from seeing that?
I think India definitely was a turning point for the group. We'd done well enough in Valencia. Yes, qualifying was important, but I think India in the Pro League, and we certainly recognise as a group, especially after the first two games where we lost heavily, that we probably needed to change a few things about our game. And I think the players also recognised, which was a real positive there. I think the physical element was the piece that they recognised. So I think they've done a lot of hard work in that. And I think Shane will agree that we've always advocated the importance of basics in the game, and ball pace again was mentioned today in the team talk. So it's the guys do look sharp, but they should be after playing against the top nations in the world for this last 6 months or so.
Yeah, and Shane, if I could bring you in, returning to the captaincy today, how pleasing was that?
Yeah, obviously, look, it's great to win, and it was a fairly emphatic win in the end. But look, I think you have to kind of put it into perspective as well, where we've been this summer only a few weeks ago playing against top teams in the world, gold, silver and bronze in Tokyo, and then you come down here. But look, you have to respect the opposition you play against, and I think we did that. And look, as Tom said, we scored some nice team goals here today. And look, it's very easy when you're playing a team like that who, a bit of an unknown identity, and we have to try and dictate the tempo and the standard. But I think we did that for large parts of the game. So look, very positive win, but we're firmly focused now on Saturday against Poland.
You're in the autumn of your career now, and you've been with Ireland a long time. 240 games. So where does this year stand in that long span of matches?
It's definitely a special year. I think, like Tom touched on it there, we played a lot of hockey. Valencia was obviously a fantastic moment for the team. I think we've had our fair share of setbacks over the last couple of years. Obviously COVID in there as well, which kind of made things a bit more challenging for us as a group. There's a big turnover of players post kind of Rio and particularly there after Tokyo as well. So look, kicking off in Valencia was superb. There definitely was some interesting moments over in India and throughout the Pro League. But look, we showed this year that we're able to compete against the best. And I think you saw in Paris a couple of narrow defeats against some of the top teams in the world, and probably looking back on 1 or 2 games kind of with some regrets or whatever. But look, I think largely it's been a very, very enjoyable year and a great year for the Irish men's hockey team to be playing so many big games, and to get that kind of pinnacle being the Olympics was a dream come true for this group.
And yeah, a huge honour as well. But at the end of it, are you disappointed with not getting to the quarterfinals?
I think so. Look, I think it's in the DNA of the group. I think we've been on a journey over the last number of years. I think belief has definitely grown. I think 2 wins against Belgium in their backyard definitely reinforced that and kind of nail that home a bit more. But of course, look, we definitely look back in the games and maybe started a little bit slow against Belgium. But as each game went on, we proved that we're able to play at that level. And look, I think we went in there with no kind of expectation around kind of winning medals or anything like that. For us, it was about game on game, performing really well. And quarter final was the objective, and we just fell short in the end.
Coming back to you, Mark, you had to make quite a few changes for this tournament, obviously freshening up the group, 7 changes. Are you happy with what you saw tonight?
Yeah, I think the depth we have in the squad has been reflected, hopefully, in this tournament. That's come over this last number of years, probably building the squad through regional sessions in Ulster and Leinster. So yeah, I think it's good to integrate some of the younger guys. There are the 2 rows come in, Johnny Lynch comes in, Ollie Empey, so younger guys involved. I think that's important. So yeah, and I think they bring something different than some of the other guys that would have been involved probably. So yeah, pleased to have them involved and think that they can get the job done.
I saw a lot of precision tonight. I mean, I know the opposition wasn't up to the standard that you've come used to this year, but you still have to do it. And there was a lot of sharpness, a lot of great goals were scored. Were you happy with that?
Yeah, I think Shane's touched on it there. I do feel we left something in the Olympic Games, and I probably felt in the final third we weren't as clinical as we needed to be. Tonight, yes, we were clinical against a different standard of opposition, but it's still good to put the ball in the goal, and hopefully it stands as good stead as we move into Saturday and Sunday.
Well, Saturday, talking about Saturday, you've got Poland coming up, had a really tight game today. I know you were watching that. What was your impressions of them?
Poland will be a difficult opposition. We've played against them back in Gniezno in the Europeans 2 years ago. They done well in the Nations Cup, so they had a narrow defeat against New Zealand 4-2, lost 2-1 to South Africa, beat Korea, and they lost narrowly to Austria. So yeah, there'll be a challenge on Saturday. I definitely think yeah, but again, I think if we can bring our best game, we're capable of getting the result we want to progress to the final.
And obviously, that's the aim this week, is to win. You there's only one place, and it has to be Ireland if you're to be satisfied this week.
Yeah, I think for our programme and how the next 2 European A divisions are set up with potential qualification for 2025 and 2027, it's vital we got to win this weekend. And then there's also the knock-on impact of World Cup qualification and for 2026. So yeah, because we can get European A division if it's the same format as previously, then you can guarantee World Cup in Gladbach next year. If not, then you may have to go through another qualification route. So it's an important 2 days coming up for us. Probably as important as anything we've had in this last 6 months, I think, just so it gives our programme that impetus for the next 4 years.
Yeah, it all sort of comes in those kind of 4-year blocks, with LA presumably in 4 years' time as the end goal.
Yeah, but I think we need to be careful that we just don't get caught up in that LA goal. I do think that this group is, if we can get back into European A division hockey, I think we've proven we can compete at that level. I think some of the other teams will start a rebuild, which again might make 25 much more competitive. 2027, to say the teams will have the rebuild complete. That World Cup's important. I think the Irish Junior men need to be back in a World Cup again. And then 2027 with a new format, if it's there, in a more knockout format similar to here, would be a good one to be involved in. So I think it's just about, can we consistently be at that top table? And that's what Saturday and Sunday's about now.
Yeah. Well, Shane, if I could just ask you a couple more questions. Obviously, as captain of the team, you're the leader, as it were, but there do seem to be an awful lot of leaders in that team. What do you think of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a testament to the group that we have there. And look, we are missing some players through the injury and unavailability, and the younger guys have stepped in as well. I think it's something that Tom and credit to Tom and Nevin, the guys have really built over the last couple of years, is a really kind of collective group. And like you're only you have to be that kind of one unified team. And I think tonight you're going to show some individual brilliance from some of the players. And look, the team that you're playing is the team you're playing. Is the same over in Paris. Some guys really kind of stood up and really showed what they're capable of. And look, I think it's a testament to this group as a whole and kind of the journey we've been on. We've been able to kind of build tournament on tournaments, and as I said, we have had some setbacks, and sometimes that's you need that to be able to kind of really realise how important it is, and those kind of small margins. I think we got them right in Valencia, and as we work through obviously the Pro League, you're playing against the best of the best. So I think it has stood as well, and I think there's more to come now in the weekend.
Well, that's really excellent. I'm so thrilled for you. I have never seen that many goals scored in a day in my life watching hockey, and what between your 26 and the 17 scored by Wales, it's been an extraordinary day. Would anybody in the audience like to ask a question to Mark and Shane? Anybody got anything to add or anything you want? It must be something that Trevor. Come on, I know you.
Okay, Mark, I was, you know, when I was in Paris and I watched the progress of the team probably from this time last year, where we sort of kick-started and moved it up a gear, and we've moved it up another couple of gears as we go on. You know, as a coach, you're never satisfied with the team performance. There's always something there because it's very hard to get the perfect performance. But between the Olympics and the Pro League, are there 2 or 3 things that you've been particularly pleased about in terms of the team and how they have progressed to a level where you can contemplate moving to another level again?
I think one is the physical capacity of the team. I definitely think in the Olympics we showed, even on a warm day against India, that we were more than capable of competing. Australia were capable of competing. So I think in each game in the Olympics, well, probably the last 4, I don't think we produced our best, definitely against Belgium. I thought in the last 4 games we were going strong in Q4. So I think that physical element is important if you want to compete against the top teams. Our ability to play different systems is something that we've definitely focused on, and we haven't spent a lot of time in the training pitch with some of the systems, and I think that's worth highlighting because I think some people feel you need to be training systems all the time. We don't train a lot of systems. We played a system in one of the games in the Olympics that we hadn't discussed in 7 months. So it's there, yeah. And then the other piece to me probably is our 1v1 defence. We focused a lot on, especially in the last 3 months. Thought we got found out a bit in London in that, and we definitely had a focus on that as we built towards Paris. So, and I think that showed in Paris. I thought our 1v1 defence was excellent.
Yeah, certainly the defence played excellently. There were few or no errors in terms of that, so there were no easy goals for the opposition. No, but I think certainly with the depth that you mentioned, you've got a depth there of about 23, 24 players, and if you can add a few more in there, you know, that should make it life comfortable. The Europeans is a key one to be in next year.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're back in that European A division, and I think there's a few younger ones definitely coming through. Even from our 21s group, it was in Terrassa at the A division. There's definitely guys there that have been training with us, and they'll come through in the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah. Certainly looks very exciting, Mark. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's fair to say that Ireland have never been ranked so high. I think we have been 9th before, but never in the modern time. And that's a testament to the incredible work that you and the coaching staff have done, and obviously that the players have bought into. So what's the next goal? How high can you go?
It's the challenge. I think you've got to be realistic around where we can go next. The top 8 are probably well ahead at the minute in relation to ranking points and where they sit. Spain, Max Caldas has done an excellent job with Spain. I think we've seen that in the Olympics of where they're definitely moving in the right direction. But as I've always said in this group, we've moved from 14th to 9th. I just think we need to keep making progress. Just look after ourselves, keep the programme as it is. And I think that's where we are as a testament where the programme's come to in the last 12 months. And if we can just continue to invest in the programme, continue to get the opportunity to play against the top nations is important. I think we've focused on that a lot within the programme, was getting those games, and a lot of times it does mean travelling to them. We've been down over a few times to get games against Australia. It's just hanging in the back of the Pro League to get those games because that's important. That's where the real learning is, playing against the top teams. And then, just continue to develop that group below. I think we have to develop that group below to develop players who are top 8 nation hockey players.
Well, it all looks good. We've got a tournament to win, though, and I'm sure all of you in the room would join me in wishing the Irish team well on Saturday when they take on Poland in the semi-final. It should be another great occasion, and we're looking forward to that. So thanks very much, Captain Shane and Coach Mark. Cheers.